Welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. Dry, hot weather has always been associated with Oklahoma summers. But if you're like me, you have had about all that you can stand and are anticipating a change in the weather pattern about as much as ever. Once we make it to the weekend, the forecast looks much improved over what we have had the last few weeks. We did receive a little bit of rain for a few lucky ones last week, mostly in the central part of the state. While it was nice, it was not significant enough to have much impact on soil moisture or drought conditions. Soil moisture remains at a critically low state, especially in the shallowest zones. This map shows the percent plant available water from the surface of the ground to 4 inches. Single digits or low teen percentages are seen in red for most of the state. This is for soil under sod conditions and would somewhat represent no-till wheat fields. Deeper in the soil, from the surface down to 16 inches, the average percent plant available water does not look much better. Red single digits are common in all areas but the northeast, where they look a little better. Let's all hope the forecast rings true and cooler, wetter weather is indeed in store for us next week. Now here's Gary with more on next week's forecast.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, hopefully we are getting some cooler and wetter conditions than what we've seen over the last 30 to 60 days because that flash drought has simply gotten out of control. Let's go to the latest drought monitor map and see where we are. Well, once again, we have a wide expansion of drought across the southern half to southwestern half of the state. Unfortunately, we've seen an increase in both the moderate to severe drought, a little bit of an increase in the extreme drought, and we've also seen a little bit of an increase up in north central Oklahoma and also across the western panhandle. So, you know, that 30 to 60 day period where we got very little rainfall, lots of extremely hot temperatures, that's when we saw that flash drought take hold and start to flourish. So hopefully, like I said, we get some different conditions in here. One of the biggest impacts we've seen would be the loss of soil moisture. This USDA map, ending to September 3rd, we saw the topsoil moisture go to 73%, short to very short. Just a month to a month and a half ago, we were at basically 15% of the state in short to very short conditions. So an extreme rapid drying of our soils across the state. You can see that pretty well on the consecutive days with less than a quarter inch of rainfall map. We did get a little bit of a reset in central Oklahoma, but by and large across the entire state, we're up to basically 25, 30, up to even close to 60 days across southern Oklahoma. So a long time without significant rainfall. Like I said, I hope we're getting different conditions now. Now for the good news, next week does look like we're going to see below normal temperatures, above normal precipitation, especially at above normal precipitation across the western half of the state where it's desperately needed. So hopefully this is a pattern change that gets us out of this flash drought situation, more into a normal rainy fall pattern. So hopefully with this pattern change, we do get an interruption in the intensification of the drought. We'll keep an eye on it. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week on the Mesonet Weather Report.